Hey guys, we're back for the 2017 Toyota Tacoma front cover reseal. We're almost done. We're putting back everything together. Now we're in the sub pan and we're gonna continue that. And we're almost done. And let's see how far we're gonna get to this part 3. Let's get to it.
Alright, so I'm not done cleaning yet. It's pretty clean, but not quite clean yet. Before I fully finished cleaning, I was test fitting this sub pan. How am I going to put it in without touching the corner while the gasket is on? So it was easy to remove before because it doesn't have in the front cover. Now it has a front cover that is hitting the front side of it, which is this one. So from what I'm looking at, I have to remove these steering rack, which have 17 bolt here, and a nut, and the bolt comes out, which is already remove it right here. The size 17, remove that, and disconnect this spine here, the size 12. Once you remove that, and this should, um, we can pull it either left or right if it won't move forward, because that will give us a lot of room to install it. And this is already out anyway when we remove the for the drive shaft front differential, so it should slide out pretty easy. All right, so we're gonna do a test trial how this gonna go in. The sub pan gonna go in on top without. Let's pretend that they will have a gasket here already, and you have 15 minutes before you actually put it. Um, the problem you're gonna have is once you're putting in here, it's hard to fit without touching the gasket to this corner, to that corner, or any corner you have, especially that one, and you're gonna be upset when it doesn't go in. So I move a little bit, I remove these steering rack, racking pin, and I put a mark there. So you can see there's a mark there, and it goes to this line. So we know we're going back properly. 17 millimeter bolt goes here. So I had to push this enough forward so we have space. Also, I'll push some of the ace compression line up here, move it that way so be out of the way. And this is just a test. I think it's gonna go in perfectly without touching it. And of course, they should have a stud here and here. So once it's go in, you should hold it right away, and you have a bolt ready to hold it. And right now we're just test fitting it. Okay, you have to remove the housing. You have to remove the oil filter housing. So we have a room, which is I have it there. Look at that. Spilling. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. But that's the oil filter housing, and it's going here. So we're gonna lift this up. This is the front side. This is the back side. Bell housing and oil filter housing to the front cover. That's gonna go in first, like slanted, and I'll show you. All right, let's go do it. Let's put it here. Hopefully, we'll see how I'm gonna do it. Okay, I have enough space in there. As you can see, I'm gonna go slanted with, and you have to hold it properly where you're not touching the gasket. Pretend that you have a gasket in there. Go here first, and make sure the bottom is not touching any here. And then once that corner clear, I'm still not touching in any corner or any metal parts. You go ahead, slide to left. See, still not touching anything. And now I can go up. Perfect. You see that? And now you can bolt it. And do it again, coming out, the other way around. Slowly, once it's clear from the bottom. There you go. And that's how I'm gonna put it. So that's our test fit. So you won't have you not be struggling how to install it. Make sure this corner here is not touching this lower frame here, but that's looks perfect. So I'm gonna continue cleaning and then go ahead and install it and should be ready to go.
All right, so this is the top of the sub pan. We're about to put the seal, but make sure that everything is clean. What we have here, clean, and there's no grease, no oil. The grease, the same thing at the bottom of the block. We got it really clean, dried, and here checking out, we have the stud here connected already, and look at this, there's a crack here between the block and the front open, but anyway, that's, we have the stud in already. It goes after the first hole, and you have those pins on the back. Same thing right here in the front, there's a pin there in front, so and when you put the seal, there's a crack there. We're gonna put a dab there later, so there's no leak oil coming out from that too. We got our bolts and nuts are ready, it's set in order. So now we already put the gasket in there. Make sure there's no crack. It's like a continuous bead in it all around, and so when you put it, there's no leak will go through. So everything is ready. We're ready to put it up. Everything is by reach by my hand once we have it up. So make sure you prepare it yourself. Right there, as you can see, I put my bead on that crack between the block and the front cover. All right, we have 15 minutes to install this. In between, once we have it installed, we're just gonna, as long as it's holding up there. So okay, let me put my camera in position so y'all can see how am I gonna put it and make sure that I'm not hitting anything. So I'm grabbing this the sub pan. I'm about to put it up. We're gonna install it with the front left where the old filter housing first, going up slanted, and right now we're not touching anything. There you go. We'll slant it once the back side are in. There we go. We didn't hit anything. Almost cut our strap for our light, but we're still good. So once it's straight, I know this is gonna go up pretty easy. Find the stud that go to the second hole from the front side of the sub pan, and on my right hand I have 2 nuts that goes to the stud, so I'm ready to install that. So we have this put in place, I say it won't fall. So right now we just carefully make sure everything lined up. You don't want to smear that gasket everywhere, and making sure everything's lined up. The pins that goes there should be like lined up as well. So now it's all up. I'm putting the nuts from the stud for the passenger front of the stud. Get that hold in place. And then now the second nut for the front driver's side. We go ahead, put that in. Once you got both those nuts in to the studs, as you can see, my left hand is still holding it, and I can reach the bolts that have it prepared. So I'm putting the bolt a little further out from from the front side, so it will hold in place. And I'm going to just hand tight it. I'm not gonna torque it, not even gonna really tight it, as long as hold it in place. So in that case, that we know it's there. So we want to settle that the gasket need to settle. So I'm gonna put another bolt on the back side, left in the driver's side. I'm just gonna snug it, not even tight, just to hold it, because I want to let it sit for 15 minutes before I tight all these bolts and nuts. 15 minutes is the tack time for so the gasket get hardened, like a like rubbery tight. So all right, let's go check our work. So right now, make sure that everything in place. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the rest of the bolts here, and wherever we remove the bolt, we'll put it in the same spot. Like here inside this sub open, there's 2 bolts that goes in there. Don't forget that. I'm gonna put it there. Then of course you're gonna put the filter and everything for that. So now we have it installed, all the bolts is there, and it's been 15 minutes, past 15 minutes, so we can actually tight it. And we can do the pattern from inside to out and crisscross it. And don't forget the 2 bolt on the back inside the belt housing, the 2 small ones. So we're gonna from here to there, crisscrosses, tight it all the way out to left and right. And we're gonna tight everything here on the sub ball pan. And after that, putting back everything, like the steering, the spline there, we have a mark. So we put in the same spot as well, the crack, and I put a line there. Then now it's gonna move up and put all the bolts back, whatever we remove, double check, triple check all our work. And also we're gonna go next to the it's like the lower O pan. We're gonna clean that up. There we go. That's clean. Same process. Clean it, smooth, degrease it. And this is our our O pan. It's clean as well. No oil. We have the bolts, everything ready. We're gonna go ahead, put the gasket there as well, and make sure I have a filter there. And that sensor, I somehow losing it, so I did torque it before we put the O pan, the lower O pan. That's the next spot. And also on the back side, as you can see, the belt housing bolt, we already installed that. There's 4 of them. And then here there's another couple of bolts that we removed there. Just remember, everything that you remove, make sure you put it back. And the bracket there, I put everything there, bolted, torqued it. So we're heading to putting the gasket for the lower oil pan. It will be the same process. We have 15 minutes once we put the gasket there. So now, there you go. We have the gasket on our oil pan. Same as well, we go around the hole, each hole for the bolts, and make sure there's no crack on the bead that we put. It's continuous bead. And all the bolts here, those are like small 10 millimeter bolt, and it doesn't go which way it goes. They're the same sizes. Once we put it up and wait the 15 minutes, hold it there, then torque it later on after the 15-minute mark. So we got it up. Now we did the same process, like how we install everything. Same process, same thing. We're gonna torque it. Make sure you torque it, but it's gonna be crisscross on those. And now I'm just gonna go ahead, double check all the connectors that I removed. I put the rack and pinion in place again already. And before we continue, I always double check if I'm missing anything, so I'm not like ahead of it. All right, so once we got everything back to torque spec as well, let's go ahead and install this, the rack and pinion, everything that we remove. um Double check what you did, and keep going forward. All right, I'm on the top side again. I retorque them just to make sure everything is good. um 10 millimeter is 8 foot-pounds. 12 and 14 millimeter both are 15 foot-pounds. So I kind of started with this alternator in location. Next up, I'm gonna install the AC compressor, which you need the tension. The tensioner first, slide in, then you should slide in together. Then you should have another stud that goes back here. I removed it, which I believe I have it somewhere here. There you go. This one will go in the back. I can install that once this is in location. Put back. All right. Okay, guys. So I have installed the AC compressor already. They have two studs on top with a screw in it, and two bolts. They're all 10 millimeter. And prior to that, we already installed the tensioner. The belt tensioner is 27 foot-pounds for the bolt, and just 10 foot-pounds for the 10 to 15 foot-pounds for the AC compressor bolts. And I'm going to install this oil filter housing right here, and it comes with a new gasket. We do have a new gasket for that. You see, there you go. And see that oil filter housing B, part number. We cleaned that area and we cleaned this too. All right, let's install it. Okay, so actually before we put the oil filter housing, make sure you put the pulley, one of the pulley here behind it, and go ahead torque it with 30 foot-pounds, because it will be hard for you to remove it. To install it with the housing on it. All right, we're back on top. We installed the power steering pump. We have two bolts. The long one on top and the short one on the bottom. They're torqued 30 foot-pounds. Before you put that, make sure the dipstick hose are inside or tucked in first before this hose that goes through the oil filter housing, and because you won't be able to fit the power steering pump. So that's in, and the dipstick hose has to be inserted down there by the on the top of the sub pan. So I'm gonna leave the truck and make sure that's in. I got it in, but it's not pushed all the way in. So, and double checking everything. AC compressor bolts, the 4-1 is 16 foot-pounds, and alternator is about 27-30 foot-pounds. I haven't put it in yet, but I'll do that later. And don't forget to connect, because we disconnect the power connector for the AC compressor. Make sure that's in. All right. Okay, so we're under the truck again. I just checked the old dipstick hose that it's properly secure, and it's in on top of the sub open. Let me show you. Right there. See that? So that's fully in. That's good. That's what we want. So while we're here, I went ahead to put some of the bolts, like this little, let's see, that one because we disconnected it. So I connected that. That's the hose for the let me see, AC compressor. And then I'll drop the engine hoist a little bit and put the mounting bolts, the engine mount bolts. So the bolt goes underneath, going up, and there's a nut on top. So that's size 14. And then as you can see right there on the passenger side, and we have here for to the driver's side. I'm gonna go ahead fully drop the whole engine, and then I'm gonna go ahead torque them. Find the torque specs. As you can see, it's right there. All right, guys. So I've got the motor mount torqued down. It's torqued down to 35 foot-pounds, which is the nut on top of that, both of them. And while we're underneath the truck, might as well check, double check, triple check, whatever we're missing. On the passenger side, you can see the power steering pump there. It's all connected. There's no any other wires hanging, but unless for this one on the passenger side, that goes to the front differential. And same thing with the driver's side. We have connector right here, but that goes to the front differential as well. And everything's good. We're about to put in the front differential. Remember, on top there's a bolt to hold the bracket here, and two hoses. So you can see these two hoses has to go on top of the front differential. Let me show you guys before you fully install it and lock it down. That's the connector for the sensor, and there's the bracket bolt here, and that's for the bigger hose, and the small hose goes here, and that's the outer connector for the that's for the passenger side. So, and this one too. All right, we're ready to go. Let's install it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and install the front differential. I will go ahead connect this connector to here, and the way this go, make sure you have your bolts here ready, and you don't drop this one. This goes from the top. It's a little mount there. And the way this go, the rear end where the shaft, the main shaft has to go in first. So you have to tilt this, then while it's tilted, the back side start pushing up until this one is, let me remove these. This is your Allen. Until this thread is in here, is in the hole. All right, let me go ahead, show you. Hopefully we get it at one try. All right, now we're going up. I'm holding this too to push it down, and then that's up. So I'm still going up, and then push that just a bit. You're gonna have some gear oil dripping here, but it's fine. We're gonna top it off later. Keep going up. Everything is still clear. You have to check the back side where the thread has to fully in. You have to do a little angling. Alright, let me remove this 2x4. Keep going up. Still clear. I haven't reached that thread. Okay, I think I'm almost there. If you look in here, the thread there is almost there. So once you got that in place, let me see one more. Boost up, I think another one. You have to be patient. Very patient on this. So I'm pretty much in, keep going up. There we go. Almost there. If you see any binding, you can lower it back down again. But seems like I'm looking good. A little bit binding, but still. There you go. Have to move the. There you go. And I can see from here, I'm about to go fully. Once it's that's aligned, that thread in the back, you're gonna drop it just a tad bit. Let me feel it. Yeah, I'm a little on the back side. There you go. Let me see. Yep, I'm almost there. A little bit. And make sure you look. Something's binding. All right, so what I did, I drop it just a tad bit, then that went straight in. This piece where the Allen goes, so that's in. What I'm gonna do is lift it up just a little bit more and put the bolt under here. So get a light. So get my bolt ready. Make sure I have this place. Get my bolt ready. So I'm gonna lift it up. There you go. Keep going up. Should be free. Still freely. So then you're gonna align this up there. And you have to get your nut. See that? I wasn't ready. So what am I gonna do? Let me find a nut. Get one here. This one is holding on the top. Let me show you what I got. So there you go, I got the nut. So that's kind of supported. Put another bolt here, put a nut. Once that a little bit level, we can go ahead, remove these and install the Allen kind of like nut in here. And that should be it. All right, so we have the front differential in the proper location. I haven't torqued them yet. As you can see, this one, as long as the line, this one's not torqued yet. But remember the hoses on top and the bracket. Don't put the bracket yet. Don't put the screw, the bolt on the bracket yet, because you won't be able to move it around. Let me show you. This is the see if I can show you with a good lighting right here. Let me show you. Right here, that's the hose from the top, the big hose. And you can reach it from right here on the driver's side. Put your hand on top and you'll be able to move that and push it all the way in. And the small hose goes to this little module here. And then once you have that, then you can put the bracket. I'll show you the light here. And you can go ahead, put the bracket on there. It's right there. It'll be easy to reach. My hand in the way, but it's right there. And also this connector right here for the sensor. Plug it in, and that's all you have there. Then go ahead, torque this down, and we find the proper torque for those. And also this piece connected to the top, connect that too before we put the axle shafts. All right, so we've got this bolt torqued down to 110 foot-pounds, same as this one, and with the Allen one is 64 foot-pounds. We're set there and good to go. Connectors, oh, don't forget, I got one more connector here. And I'm gonna go ahead install this main shaft to here, to the differential. I do have a marking, as you can see here. I did mark that one too, to this one, so make sure we got that right. And the bolts that goes here, it has a nut. The bolt will go in this way and the nut behind it. Go ahead, do that, and we're gonna find a torque for that as well. All right, so we have that propeller shaft torqued down to 65 foot-pounds. Connectors here are connected and secured. I don't think we're missing anything here. We cleaned that side, it's pretty clean. Everything's torqued down, everything's connected. Now we're moving to putting the axle shaft left and right before we put more gear oil in it. And we'll be using the Lucas 85W 140. All right, guys, we've got the axle shaft installed, both left and right. We still have to double check everything. Stabilizer bar need to go back in. These pieces, brackets. To put it in, make sure you remove this top of the stabilizer bar. You will have more room to play, to move it back and forth, and this will go in smoothly, same as the outer tie rod. Just make sure you don't ruin them, the booth, and be gentle with it, and it'll be easy to put in. Both of them on the driver and the passenger side, like as you can see, this one, I remove it so you have play to go outwards. All right, guys, we're almost done here on the differential and all the axles installed. I haven't still torqued down everything. We have this is torqued, and before we continue, make sure to check everything. And I'm gonna go ahead and refill it because we spilled a lot of them. So you can see all my spillage. This one is an Allen socket H10, and let's go ahead, refill it. Just crack open this thing, and then we're gonna fill it up. The way you know it's full is when you let me remove that. Make sure you get the washer out. There you go. Just leave it there. We're going to be using a Lucas heavy duty high performance SAE 85W-140 gear oil, and we're going to fill it up until the gear oil start overflowing, and that, you know, that's full. Then we're gonna torque it down. All right, so you can see we have a hose here feeding it through the hole. Once it's start overflowing, that means it's full. All right, guys, so left that hanging there. Once you see that start overflowing, I'll show you. There you go, that's full. So we can remove it and close it. All right, so we have everything back here. This drain plug, this is fuel plug. We have to torque that to 29 to 30 foot-pounds. The axle nut is 103 foot-pounds. This knuckle right here No, this is 203 foot-pounds. This one is 103 foot-pounds. There's two bolts here and 63 foot-pounds on the outer tie rod. And I need to find the torque spec for the stabilizer. Let's go find that real quick. And then we should be good to go. Alright, that sway bar link says that will be a 52 foot-pounds. So let's do all that torque. So that's 52 foot-pounds, 203 foot-pounds. We got it here. 203 foot-pounds, 67 foot-pounds. This is 103 foot-pounds and 29, 30 foot-pounds for the drain plugs. And this one is just a bracket. Should be fine, about like 15 foot-pounds. All right, and we're almost done underneath here. All right, I feel like I torqued down everything underneath the truck, except for this axle nut because we need the wheel there so it won't spin. That's a 203 foot-pounds. Everything is clean. The last thing I just installed is this alternator. We should get two bolts there. I'm gonna torque it when we drop the truck. And this 210 millimeter for the wiring. And the driver's side, everything is good. I think let's go ahead, lower the truck, and we're done underneath. I'm still not closing it with that metal cover because if I forget something, I can still go back. But I feel like everything's good. I can close this right here. Then let's go from the top and start putting on everything on the front cover, which is all this stuff here, the pulleys and some sensors and the belt. All right guys, we're almost there. Now we're about to put everything here in the front cover. I know I torqued the tensioner pulley. That should be 27 foot-pounds. All the idler pulley is like 30 foot-pounds, so we have two more here that goes pulley here and pulley right here. And the crankshaft bolt will be 185 foot-pounds. We can install that with our special holder. And this one for the pulley here, water pump pulley, is a 15 foot-pounds. This here, let's go ahead, do that, and then check the rest. Just one at a time. All right guys, we're about to torque down the crankshaft pulley bolts, and we have a modified holder. I kind of modified this a little bit more because it's heating the water pump. You don't want to damage it, so that one is still free there. That's tight, leaning here, and we need to torque it to 185 foot-pounds. Let's see, let me get my torque and see what we got. Hope it works. We got it work with removing it, and now we're installing it back. Okay, I have this, see that, from 175 plus 10 is 185. Let's go ahead. It's tight. Still not clicking. I want it to click. There we go. Hear that? So that's 185 foot-pounds, and we're safe. And we can go ahead and remove it, and then continue with the front end. installing all the pulley and everything. All right, guys, we're having a good progress. Of course, we put the crankshaft pulley bolt with 185 foot-pounds. We put this pulley here, that's 30 foot-pounds. Pulley here, 30 foot-pounds. And thermostat housing. There's a gasket inside. We replaced them already, which is right here. This is the old one. Gasket, water inlet. There you go. My trick for that, to seal good on those gaskets, I put some petroleum jelly, just light, to make it sticky. And this one here is another inlet here. That gasket there, O-ring, I'll replace that. That's a new one as well. Let's see. It says an O-ring. It's the part number. This is the old one. So we replace that too. Let's go ahead and install this one. Make sure that hose here is connected underneath. That's for your thermostat housing. Let's make sure that's click. This one should click when you put it. There you go. That's in. Let's go ahead while we're here. Let's go ahead and put the bolt. And the thermostat housing, that's like 8 foot-pounds because it's only 10 millimeter. What else we installed here? After these, I have to buy a new a serpentine belt, drive belt. This one is, make sure you check everything that you have. We're checking at it. It looks okay, but I did find a cut somehow. Let me see if I can find it and show to you guys. When I found it, I'll let you know. But this VVTI there, it's right here. We have a new O-ring as well. We're gonna replace that with the new ones. It's coming along, guys. After all these, we're gonna go from the top, replace the oh, my light. That means it's low battery, but this is pretty much done, guys. I might end it here because we're just putting back everything on top, replacing the valve cover gasket. I'm gonna have a different video for that, but I'm gonna replace the spark plug as well, and that's a different video. But as far as what we need for the front cover, everything is good. Underneath is good. Putting all the connectors back, and that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try to answer all the questions you have. And make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you for watching, guys. Alright, guys, everything is put back. I got a manifold in, everything is tight, torque, all the electrical is connected, intake is connected. I just have to top off the engine oil and bleed the coolant. That's what I'm going to do. Got my tires back on. I already torqued that lug nut, not the lug nuts, but the axle shaft nut to 203 foot-pounds. And that's it, guys. And then we're gonna make put the battery back. That's all we need to do, and bleed the system. All right, guys, so every time that you do in a cooling system, drain it or replace a thermostat or water pump or the front cover gasket, when refueling the radiator, you have to make sure that there's no air in the system. So with this 2GR-FKS, it doesn't have an air bleeder, so we will be burping it. We have this burping kit. I got it from Harbor Freight. So there's one kit here. There's plenty of adapters. As you can see, this is the one I think it fits. To check it, this rubber should seal here. That's too tall, so remove that. This one is just a little bit tall, so that doesn't fit. And this one is too small. Let me see what else do they have. This one was kind of perfect, but the problem with that is the cap doesn't go through. So unless we have another cap, it will go. This one, see, yeah, that doesn't go through either. So we only have two cap, and I know this will not fit. Okay, so I decided to go with this one. If you look at it, this is the main hole, so that seal pretty good there. And when you put the cap, make sure that, because it's gonna keep spinning, as long as you catch and hold it, there you go, that's a good tight. Then we're gonna go ahead, put this here, so this one will kind of like open and close the system. Let's go ahead, add some coolant there. I have some few left over here. And if we need some more, we can top it off. And we'll be using Toyota 5050 pre-diluted, ready to use. And we're going to start the car until the thermostat open. When that open, and you'll hear bubbling here. Look at this. And before you do that, you actually need to do this. Do that. Make sure all the bubbles out first. Keep pressing this upper hose until there's no air, and the lower hose as well. You can see that. I'm gonna get some more. Let's go get some more. All right, before we start the truck, make sure you keep pressing this lower and upper coolant. Keep pressing that until all the air is out. Right now, that's not showing any air. That's just like fluid. Just a little bit air in it, as you can see. And then now we're gonna go back to the upper one. All right, that looks pretty good. That's pretty good there. So we're gonna start the truck, and you'll see air bubbles coming out here. And when it starts going low, we can add some more coolant, and until the thermostat opens. All right, let's start the truck and see what's gonna do. All right, that one is started. As you can see, the bubbles there. There you go. Fan kicked in. I hope the thermostat turn on. So we're gonna keep waiting for this for like maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes until there's no bubbles coming out. Alright, because we removed the battery for a while, this is gonna have a code. So let's go ahead, turn on the engine, make sure it's on, and let's get our scan tool. Make sure you have a Wi-Fi connection.
And then let's go to diagnostic and then auto detect. And it's gonna scan for us automatically. You might need to put the VIN number. No, it's already there. There you go. Press OK.
All right.
One sec. Then we pick the North America. If it's not saying North America, just go to set area right there and then click North America. Then 6-pin DLC with smart key. That's what we have. That's our information. Okay. Scanning. And make sure, like what I said, you should have hotspot or any Wi-Fi connection. Because if it's not gonna read it right. It will say no fault code or anything. But this one, there you go. See, everything's normal. Let's go back. Mm, go back again. Let's quit it. Go back. This one has no fault code. That's what it says. Now if we go to let's go to Toyota. There you go, Toyota. Okay. Six pin with smart key. Okay. Scanning again. All right. Let's go health report. I'm just gonna read what's going on with this truck. I'm pretty sure all we need to do is clear it. It didn't see anything. Let me go system selection. Well, if you go health report and didn't see anything, let's go ahead and clear codes. No DCTC. Okay. And let's go ahead, start the truck. Still have a code there. So we'll see what we do. All right. So the Creator Elite says no codes, but there's a check engine light on. So we're gonna use our this is a big one, the big boy. Launch X431 V plus 4. So we're gonna use this to check it. It's loading. Let me go ahead, log in. Make sure we have a Wi-Fi connection. Let's see. It's not update right now. Let's see. Oh, I need the Wi-Fi connection first. Make sure we have a Wi-Fi. There you go, we have one. All right, then let's go back. Diagnostic. '16 pin, North America, with smart key. Okay. Press OK. Let's see what this can do compared to that one. And the Critter Elite 200. It says everything's good, but not sure what's the difference of the bit. So this one's seeing 3 codes, as you can see. Look at that. Engine has 3 codes. And we can look at it. We'll see if we can clear it. I'm pretty sure we can just clear it because what happened was it was disconnected for a little while, the battery, and we remove a lot of sensors. And look at this, everything is no codes, 36%. This one reads more better than the Creator Elite 200. So you can't really compare any of these. Look at that smart key. It's a lot. Navigation. I would focus on the engine. Okay, almost done. 96%, 100%. All right, just finishing it up. There you go. Thermostat heater control short to ground or open. See that? Pending. So we can check that thermostat. Heater control open ground. You can go enter there. Let's say read fault code. Pending, confirm, open. Let's say go back. Do the activation test. Hmm. Freeze frame. Has failed, pending, confirm. So let's check our thermostat. What does that says? Heater control circuit to ground or open. Well, I don't think we touched that one, but I'm gonna go ahead and check all the wiring that we have. Oh, there you go. See that? This was not fully inserted. So I click that. Man, that was my fault. Let's go ahead and clear the codes. And actually, you can go ahead and start it if it's still there. Well, yeah, it's still there, but let's go ahead and clear this. Let's go back. Let's clear all the fault codes. Clear etc. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Let's clear everything. Main body still have something there. The door motor, which navigation, it does clear it too. All right, look at that. That helps us to check what we've done. And let's try to start it. There you go. It's gone. All right, guys. That's how you check it. All right, guys. So we are still running it. You can rev it. You can rev it to get the bubbles out. And let's run it for a couple minutes until all the bubbles are out. And double check if there's any leak. And we just had this put together. We had a code because it wasn't inserted in perfectly. Let me go try to rev it. If it'll do any difference. All right, gonna rev it right here and look at our, see that? So there's an air coming out there. So we need all the bubbles to come out. Especially, see, still some air coming out there. Especially when the thermostat open, you'll see that drastically will bubble. Look at that, still bubbling. It's gonna be about like 10 minutes or so until all the air is out. And we're gonna keep this like this until there. All right, guys. All right, another way to get that bubbles out quickly: turn on your heat to high, circulate, make sure it's high and all the heat all the way high, and let the heater core open up. And always watch your temperature gauge. Make sure it doesn't go up in the middle, higher than the middle. Let me see what we have here. See, there's still some more air in the system. See that? When I rev it up, we're just gonna keep it like that and go check the engine. All right, while under here, we gotta check the coolant level still good. Checking if we have any leaks going on, any weird noise going on. Everything looks good. I think the water pump is gonna open up soon. All right, so once we're here under the hood, as you can see, that's still bubbling, so we still have air in the system. And while we're there, let's go ahead and check our work. Is there any leak or anything? So everything's good. That sounds normal. And we'll just keep waiting. All right, once you've done about 10 to 20 minutes and you see no bubbles coming out, um, see that? A little bit bubbles. Even you're revving it up, there's no bubbles. What you're gonna do is turn it off and you're pretty much done. What you're gonna do with these, open this. This is your reservoir tank. Close this part and you can slowly lift this up. You can transfer that here and reuse it. Look at that. You can reuse that one. There you go. Then remove this. And that's how you bleed the system and cover, and you're done. That's it, guys. Put everything back and do a test drive. But you're done bleeding the system, getting out the air on your cooling system. All right, so we bleed that's the cooling system, and we run it for a couple minutes. Let's check our work. See any leak? I don't see any obvious leak. So with that said, we did our job really good, and still double check your work if you're missing any connection, wiring. All right, then we go ahead close it. All right, guys, so that's it. We're done. We got everything perfectly right. Check all the leaks if there's any leak. I don't see any. It's been running for like 30 minutes, and as long as you're being careful and make sure you check every single thing that you do, it's easy to work on. And now we're gonna test drive it. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Great. Let's see. Go ahead. Put the seatbelt on. Now we can go easy now. Alright, here's a test drive, guys. This thing is pretty quiet until you press the gas.